Gotta tell somebody about this. Shay! Shay, come here!
Dude, I'm busy, I'm working. On deadline.
You wanna see some of that new double agent? Come here.
Nah, I don't care about that. I'm trying to do work.
What are you talking about?
Everyone is bothering me today about stupid shit. I'm busy.
What's up, Shane?
We're on deadline, dude. I'm really busy.
Yeah, man, I know. How's that going?
Actually, I'm pretty busy, so I don't really have time to talk to interns about whatever it is you want to talk about. So,
I just wanted to.
Brian was bothering me earlier, and like Ryan was by here, wanted to talk about Tekken. He got the import, and I don't have time. Sorry. Just later. All right.
I just wanted to say hi. You know.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
okay. Wow.
See you later, man.
All right. Yeah. Good luck.
I need some time.
That was the good old days.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
So, how was your visit? Where was it? Somewhere up in Canada.
It was in French Canada. It was in Montreal.
What's
At EA Studios. We're in a mall. So
Like next to the EB and the Sabaros.
that's what we thought when we got there, because we knew it was in the mall. So we spent some time trying to find it, and yeah, we had kind of an adventure trying to find the EA Studios. So this is where we were told to come for Electronic Arts, but it looks like a mall to me. I think this is an elaborate practical joke. I guess we'll have to go ask information or something. Industry Canada? Is Electronic Arts an industry? I guess this way. I don't know. I'm trying to find Electronic Arts. Do you know where Electronic Arts is? Do you know where Electronic Arts is? Oh, all right. I guess we'll find it. No. Oh, there it is. Thank you, mall robot. We actually finally found EA in the mall. It's actually above the mall. Believe it or not, this mall has an Electronic Arts. This mall has everything.
Splinter Cell is sort of the game that I think of, like when I first heard about it, like co-op.
Co-op is everything in this game.
Right.
If your partner dies, you're done, no matter what difficulty or whatever. If your partner does something or gets mad at you, it can affect the mission. Everything's co-op in the whole game.
Wait, if your partner gets mad at you, it can affect the mission?
What is really difficult in games now is to convey intelligence and convey emotion through your AI partner. It's something that is really difficult. Not many games have explored that area. So empathy makes us human. So we care for each other. So in many games, you go out there, you shoot all these people around, and the NPCs have no reaction whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that's not real. If I'm playing the human player and I shoot a dog, then my AI partner is gonna be really worried about the dog. He's gonna go there, pet the dog. What is happening to the dog? And he will not like to cooperate with you anymore because you're a dog killer. You're an asshole. So you have to get close to him and convince him that, hey, come on. So when you get close to him, he give you a punch in the face and punish you for your actions. We put in a world with a lot of multiple possibilities and do whatever you want and figure out how your AI partner is going to react to those actions.
When people think about co-op, they think co-op as a mode or as an add-on, as you said, in the game. But for us, co-op's not the mode, it's the game. So your partner you have to be able to do things in conjunction with your partner. And creating a basic linear experience for us would be just boring. A lot of us came from we worked on the original Splinter Cell together, so many of these core team members are part of that. And for us, we don't want to make stealth games. We don't want. This is the type of game that we want to build.
Like the game's based on two guys that are in a private, military corporation, which seems like that's such a hot topic right now in video games. And they have their own expert that they talked to who was telling them all kinds of crazy stories. He was in Afghanistan, and part of the game set in Afghanistan, and a lot of the stuff that he said they incorporated into the game, because like one of the ways you stop your partner's bleeding in the game is you stuff a tampon in their like bleeding wound.
of the guys we talked with used to be on SEAL Team 6, which is the elite of the Navy SEALs.
Wow.
So when he got done with that, he was like, you know what? Army pay is good, or Navy pay at that rate.
Yeah.
I really want to really make money and see what I can do. Get introduced to this world of private military contracting where I'm getting paid, 10 times more than the average soldier. My equipment's better. I can bring what I want.
Yeah.
I make the plan. I don't have to salute anybody.
Right.
And I don't operate under the same laws as everyone else does on the battlefield. People are associated with corporations that are chained up, and those corporations disappear once any trace is given. Like, say someone happened to destroy a village full of villagers, like, oh, it was this guy from this corporation. It gets tracked back. That corporation's gone when they go back to look for it. Right. Deniability is key when it comes to operating in that kind of gray zone. I mean, as much as companies say, we're providing this and that, we're building toilets for the military, we're providing this and that in Iraq. On the same note, they have guys on the ground doing stuff that you will never, ever hear about.
There's a network of paper companies that are set up in order to fund these private operations, and that to us, we're like, wow, we didn't know any of it. That's really interesting for us. So it is politically charged. It is different. We want to make people think, and that's at the core of it. We have to build a great game, and gameplay is first and foremost. But at the same time, this is a really exciting world for us, and this is something where we want more people to know about this and to ask questions about it.
They showed that real little short clip at E3
Yeah.
at the Xbox thing, and it looked like there was like an aircraft carrier on the water.
We want to create gameplays where all of a sudden we can turn your world basically on its ear. So you mentioned the carrier, for example. So the aircraft carrier is sinking, and now everything that was on the carrier, whether it's crates, planes, other people, whatever that was, comes tumbling down at you, and you have to make it to an extraction point at the top of the carrier.
They had a level where they were walking through kind of a wrecked, like a blown out building, and they were like, watch, this is a fun way you can mess with your partner, because one of the partners was underneath this. He was like in this little alcove, so the other guy took his machine gun and shot out the ceiling, and the ceiling fell on him and buried him, and then he came out and was all pissed off. And it's not like every level is going to be, fully destructible, but there are going to be areas like that. They really want to have a lot of fun with the physics in the game and do cool things like that.
Is there like stealth to it? Did it feel like a Splinter Cell at all in that way, or no? It's just pretty much like.
There's some sniping in it. I guess that's technically stealth, but
Duct tape is your friend. I mean, anything you find that can really get you through a situation and help you survive. Like, even on your weapon, it's like, you know what? I don't think I've ever seen a guy in the standard military with a shotgun attachment on the front of their rifle for opening doors.
Right.
But if these guys need to get through a door, boom, put that right on the gun, do what you need to do. Also, you can armor up your gun, defend yourself. I mean, you've never really seen someone with a shield on the front of their gun. Or, all these different parts on their weapons, that really play into the situation. The military doesn't have that. They don't have access to that. Everything's standard. A company puts it out, you get it. Squads are based on, like, this guy has the heavy machine gun, couple gunners, the rifleman with his scope, and then the leader. You can have everything in one guy. You can have a sniper rifle, heavy machine gun, pistol, whatever you feel is necessary for that situation, you have it on you. And you would do this all with 2 men.
Just a little strategy. When you do fight Dick Cheney in the game, what's his weak point?
We're still working on that.
All right.
We haven't figured that one out yet.
When is it coming out?
It comes out in 2007. They wouldn't really be any more specific. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And and it was all in a mall.
Can't get enough of DL.TV? Then download our podcast. Just go to DL.TV and click on the audio link.
Turning them loose.
You'll be able to listen to Patrick, Robert, and the rest of the gang over and over and over again.
Remember to keep the ear canal clean and don't share if you don't want to risk spreading disease.
What's up, Milky?
What's up, little camper?
How you doing?
Pretty good. What's going on with you?
Pretty good. Just read your review on Valkyrie Profile.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, I liked your score.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you like the game too?
I loved it, man.
Really?
I loved it.
Who else was on the review?
Mr. Hater, Shane over there, I believe it was.
Shaderade.
What about it?
A 6.5?
Yeah, it's the right score. You guys loved all over it.
It was a
With
great
love.
game.
I gave it
Yeah,
an
it was a
8.
great game like 8 years ago when it came out.
So you're saying that like all the old Final Fantasies aren't good because they're old?
No, but if it's a bad port of a good game, that doesn't make it a good version.
What's bad about the port?
Well, where do I start? The slowdown, or the loading times, or the stretched screen, or the fact that they didn't change anything to make it more suitable for a handheld?
You having a bad day?
No, it's just not a good port, dude. And I know you like Valkyrie Profile, you want to support it, but like, you know, that's a game that should be downloadable on PSP this fall, not a $40 game that you have to buy on a UMD.
Why deal with downloads? That's like saying like, oh, I don't want any of these games to come out. Any PS1 games to come out
PS1 games
on.
shouldn't come out anymore for PSP.
So
if you're gonna add stuff to it,
you know what? You know one thing I'm thinking. Valkyrie Profile is like this bottle of water. It's half full. It's more than half full. I think it's quite a good game.
Absolutely. I think it's about 80% full.
I think it's about 80% full. It is about 80% full. This bottle of water is an 8 out of 10.
By giving a lackluster port at 8, you're just like encouraging them to do nothing to ports.
Maybe it's a 3-second loading time or a 4-second loading time versus a 2-second loading time.
3 seconds every time you go to your menu. Do you know how often you go to your menu in that game? Inexcusable. That is inexcusable. Sony should not have let that through.
You should have coded Valkyrie Profile.
I probably could have done a better job than Toze, the people who did the port. They did lots of bad ports.
Oh, you had to go there.
I'm going there.
Big burn on the Toze.
Same reason Final Fantasy IV for GBA has slowed down the battles. Toze. They're sloppy porters. Square should have spent more effort and more money on that port.
I don't think, honestly, that anybody who buys Valkyrie Profile is good. Especially somebody who has not played the
If you've
original.
never played it, yeah,
You're not going to notice any of that. You're not going to feel the after effects of the Toze touch.
I think if they want to put this game on a portable and charge full price as a standalone game, they should have reworked a little bit. Like in this game, the first 45 minutes, almost nothing happens. It's a really slow burn. There's no save points. Like they haven't thought about this in terms of people actually playing it on a PlayStation Portable.
A classic RPG is a classic RPG, whether or not it's got good graphics.
You'll spend full retail price for a good game 10 years down the line, same game. Capcom puts out like an incredible collection for PSP with like 15 games on it with awesome packaging, extras. Square puts out one old game, charges full price, and you give it an 8. That's all I'm saying.
I guess if you want to look at it in terms of like what other companies do to package their retro stuff, you have a point. I still think based on its merits purely as an RPG, not taking into consideration.
I mean, it is an overlooked game, and this is a new way for a whole group of people to find it.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
It's really unique. It's fun. Some of it doesn't hold up as well as it used to. Like the fact you have to like do an arcane button press to open a treasure chest. That's retarded. Like on a PSP, do you want to really press it down and a button to open a treasure chest? Like make it easier. Like make the control a little easier.
Unless you pay.
New content here is the new cutscenes, and they are good.
All right, $40 versus 150 on eBay. What would you rather
waiting
have?
6 months where it might come out.
Doesn't change the fact this is a sloppy port. Just because it's hard to get.
A lot of wood there
It's still a good score. I reclaimed the 6.5 for good last year.
Yeah, but it's 6.5. That's like such a wild arms kind of score, I think this is the cynical side of gaming journalism, new gaming journalism, new shaning journalism.
Definitely.
I've always wanted to get this game, and now it's here. And now I can finally see what it was all about. Check out the storyline. Check out the great character art. Check out the cool 2D sprites. I thought you were hardcore, Shane. I thought you liked 2D sprites, swords and spells and shit.
It's 2006. It's $40.
I don't think Squaresoft was so much as taking advantage of fans with the sloppy port as they were giving this really underappreciated, phenomenal role-playing game that EGM reviewed really highly when it came out, but giving it a second chance. They have the sequel that's coming out. It's out in Japan and doing really well, and this gives a lot of people who never had the opportunity and missed out on Valkyrie Profile to get a chance to play it.
it's it's still recommendable. 6.5 is a recommendable score. Just know what you're getting. You're getting like a substandard port of a classic RPG.
6.5 being slightly above average. What Shane Bettenhausen is saying is that Valkyrie Profile is an above average RPG.
The version of
By a
Valkyrie Profile
hair.
on PSP is an above average version. The PS1 version is better. I'd rather play the PS1 version.
I think you've backed up your super lame
It's still a
score
good game.
fairly decently. I believe that
Still
you
a good
definitely
game.
have these issues with the game, but I still think that Valkyrie Profile is a much better game than a 6.5 suggests.
Absolutely. Any game that I can sit down for 25 hours and play and be addicted to it the whole time and still want to run through it again just because of the new stuff that I learned, that's an 8.
Jay's very well spoken about his addiction.
That's an 8.
Sounds like you got to him, told him what to think.
You're a clown. That's all I gotta say to you. Shaderade. Shanerade.
All the kids that could miss out on it because of that.
I gotta get back to work. This is a pointless discussion. I'm right, you guys are wrong.
Work. You're in a magazine. What do you know about work?
Yo,
What are you doing?
you ready for another Tekken bout?
I'm trying to get some work done, man.
What do you mean?
We already played. We played
Well, I'll
last
be
week.
kicking your ass this
You
time.
didn't exactly kick my ass. And
All
we
right.
already played a ton, all right?
Right.
So.
But who won more? Let's before
You
we
got
say
lucky.
anything.
Well, hey, you have been playing Tekken for like forever. You know 10-hit combos.
Yes.
I play real fighting games.
Oh.
Like, you might have seen us playing Soul Calibur,
Okay,
Street Fighter.
so wait, you're saying you don't like Tekken then?
I like it. It's the best portable 3D game I've ever played. But
Okay.
it's not exactly a serious hardcore fighting game. But it is fun and it's a great version on PSP.
I think the number one thing is the loading times. Like, shocked. I mean, shocked. I mean, like
it makes
instant.
every other PSP game look crappy because loading times are like 3 seconds. Meanwhile, I'm playing like 12-year-old 2D games with 10-second load times, and here's like a great-looking 3D game with 3 seconds. Well, and it's actually not even that bad of a screen because it shows you like the two characters and you're like the wins and losses, and you don't even notice it. It's like 3 seconds.
Round 1. Fight.
In the game, I mean, visually, it's pretty much. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty
Well,
close to what you expect
Not
from.
really.
You don't think it's that good?
Did you play the PS2 version?
Round 1. Fight. Round 1. Fight.
I mean, it looks good for PSP games.
It looked really good
The
for a
character
PSP
models, it's a big downgrade actually.
But you're not
It's okay.
expecting them to look that
No,
good.
it looks pretty good.
I think it looks
I have
really,
no,
really
no
good.
complaints about how it looks or how it plays or anything. It's a really good version.
It's not gonna make anybody want to play Tekken. Like if you haven't played it, like
I
already.
think if you haven't played in a long time, because Tekken 4
Maybe.
sucked and Tekken 5 was like
Tekken 4 is terrible.
Right, and Tekken 5 is like a return to form, and it's good again. So if you like Tekken 2, Tekken 3, got out of it, come back into it, this is a really good way to do it.
I think the funny thing is the Tekken Dojo. It's like basically a ripoff of the Virtua Fighter stuff.
Well, it's a complete ripoff.
Yeah, but it's a good thing.
Yeah,
It's a good ripoff.
It's exactly like Virtua Fighter 4. But I like that. I mean, I when I reviewed Tekken 4, I said like they should add this, and then they did, and I was very happy. So.
What do you think of the two new characters?
But I'm glad they're there.
Yeah,
you know, but
they're okay.
The way I feel about most Tekken characters is that they're largely interchangeable. Everyone's kind of the same. There isn't a lot of depth.
Well, Eddie Gordo and those guys, I mean, but like they're
yeah.
cheap, but like they're, I mean, you know, they have some they were solid. I mean, I beat you pretty easily with them, so I mean, they must be pretty.
Well, with the Paul Phoenix dude, who you know the 10-hit combo because you've been playing him for like 20 years. Yeah,
That's true.
but.
The Wi-Fi ran not bad.
A little bit of slowdown, but it's good. You know, it works.
Much better than the DOA on Xbox
Better than
360.
DOA.
That's true.
And it gives me hope. If this is a success, I'd love for them to port Soul Calibur 3 to this. Like,
I think it's a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
I mean, if they can make Tekken run, I mean, why can't they make Soul Calibur run?
Right, and it's a better game. So, but
So you sure you don't want to get another ass kicking?
I recall beating you several times.
Several times.
I got some perfects.
So did I. Like too many to count. Like I mean, you saw Gregory Ford was over here just talking.
Why don't you play a real fighting game? Like,
Just give me my trophy back.
you play a lot of Soul Calibur 3 here. Why don't you come after hours? So you see what you really got.
We'll get it on. All right.
Quit bothering me.
I recognize that building. Little Splinter Cell.
Yeah, some Jin Mao. So do we got the footage?
We might have got a little footage.
Well, let's see it.
All right.
Let's roll the tape already.
We all think that the skyline is incredibly impressive. We all were aware that Shanghai was going to become the focus of world economy last year, this year, and probably for the next 10 to 15 years. We all fell in love with that particular building, and we decided, okay, this will be a great place for a Splinter Cell level. When you're thinking spies, when you're thinking spy movies, this is the type of place it happens in.
Shane? Shane, what the? I thought you were busy. That's our Shane.